What's up, guys? We're gonna be going over GBP Swiss franc trade that I took, or a setup that I called in my VIP group last night. We're in replay mode. This is the current setup of pound Swiss franc. This was where it was at last night, prior to us taking these buys. So, first thing I want to go over is what environment are we in? Like, what environment are we in, right? And as you can see, we're in a bullish environment. Yes, we have resistance up here. It's kind of getting respected. You see it broke a high here. Simple stuff, forex 101. So we're in a bullish environment. We have our high. High got broken. We have a higher high. We have our low. Broke the previous high, made a higher low. Now it came back down, made a double bottom. So what does this tell me? This tells me that we're playing inside of this range until we can get a higher high to maybe possibly sell this trade, right? So let's back up here. So first thing I want to do is, if you have the online course, if you don't, I suggest you go get that. I'm going to draw my channel, right? As soon as price makes a higher low is when you can start your channel. So we have our low here, and we have our low here, right? Okay, so I'm going to draw my channel, and I'm going to draw it from the body. I don't want to draw it from the wick because I want to buy this pair and I want to get a precise entry. So I'm going to draw it from the body like that, and then just simply carry it over like so, right? So our target obviously is going to be higher than the previous high. So it's going to be somewhere over here. So all I'm going to do is measure this leg to get my take profit area. And I get negative 27. So that is my first take profit. And then negative 16.18 is my second take profit. Right? Now, let's say you don't know how to use your fibs. You're going to look left. You're going to look at the previous bearish leg. So this leg right here. And you're going to see where price grabbed liquidity. Where price, the demand for sales were last. It's not going to be here because you see this level here already got respected and it dropped as expected, right? Anytime price hits a demand level, it's going to drop. Now, the next demand level for sales is up here, right? So that's going to be our first take profit. But what environment are we in? We're in a bullish environment. So I'm looking for a higher high. So it's going to be higher than this previous high that's here. Right? So those are short-term targets. Long-term targets, I'm looking at right here, negative 27 would be my long-term target for pound Swiss franc, right? So this was kind of the trade setup here. Check my phone where we got in that entry. Give me 1 second. I bought this pair at 28,904. So 28,904 was my entry. Right? Let me 28,904 was my entry, and my stops were below the previous low. So this is the low, so right below it, I'll say 25, 26 pips. And our short-term targets, long-term targets, right? So if we play it now, well, let me go back. I didn't know that I was going to do that. All right, so we're here. Price respects this demand area for buys. You see price kept on squeezing inside of this area right here, kind of creating like a little flag pattern. Let me delete this. Or consolidation, sideways movement, whatever you want to call it. So my buy was at 28,904. Safer buys when this breaks. So you could have bought on the break. And we're going. See, it immediately hits our first target, 29,394 area. Comes back down to our entry. You would have got stopped out, but you always, when price breaks the consolidation and comes back down inside the consolidation or right on or tests that line, you already know you're going to explode back, right? So if we play that, you see it immediately pushes right back up, like no wick, no nothing. The very next candle was an explosion, right? And then we miss our second take profit. I think we closed at about 40 pips. And here we are, and there we are right now. So that's where we are right now. The trade, we closed at about 40 pips. So we closed right about here. First take profit got hit. I think our take profit was 500, 400. Either one of those prices. I think 500 here and 400. Yeah, it was either one of these prices, 400 or 500. But regardless, you see our take profit got hit. Now, if we delete these lines. So moving forward, how do you trade pound Swiss franc? Well, so a couple things you can do. Price can either come back, retest this same trend line here that it broke, come back, explode like that, or if this supply and demand area holds firm, we're going to see a come down, retest that supply and demand area, and drop. So that's what we're looking for with pound Swiss franc. So this is our buy trade from last night. Simple setup, simple channel trading. So it's an easy 30, 40, 50 pip move that we caught. And I hope you guys learned something from this video about supply and demand and channel trading. Channel trading is one of the easiest strategies to trade. It's you simple buy at the lows, you sell at the highs, and then this middle line represents support and resistance. So you can remove the middle if you just want to sell and buy at the lows, that's fine as well. But don't be oblivious to the left side of the chart, because that's going to determine where it falls and where it pushes from. So like we have here, we have a resistance here. So if this is a resistance, what do all resistances turn into on a bullish trend? They turn into supports. So I can easily conclude that if price breaks this resistance, I can easily conclude that it can return here and we can have another pump to the upside, possibly in London or tomorrow's New York session. So yeah, that's pound Swiss franc, and that was our buys for March 18th, 2021.